Hello, my friend. I am so excited to bring you another video in this series. I've done a video like this on lip balms and then on face primers, and today we are going to talk about hand creams. I have never been requested so much of a certain type of product to do for this video than I have with hand creams. With everybody washing their hands so much, using a lot of alcohol-based hand sanitizer, our hands are all so dry and chapped, and we need help, and I am here. I've done the research. I've looked into things. I found what's good, what's bad, whether you need to spend money on an expensive hand cream in order to heal your hurting hands. I have all the answers for you. If that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Before we get started, I need to give you some information so you know what to look for when we go over individual products. The first thing that you need to know is that our skin has both an oil content and a water content. So when our skin is lacking oil, it's called dry, and when our skin is lacking water, it's called dehydrated. And unfortunately, when we're washing our hands, when we're using alcohol-based hand sanitizer over long periods of time, we can lose both of those things, especially when we're washing our hands. Because when we use a soap, its job is to break down dirt and oil, and over time you're breaking down and stripping the natural oils out of your skin, just like you would if you used a harsh cleanser on your face. We're also dehydrating our skin as well, especially if you're not drying your hands completely. When we have water sitting on the top of our hands, it evaporates into the air and it pulls the skin's natural water content out into the atmosphere and dries your hands further. So one tip is to make sure when you do wash your hands that you dry your hands completely and try to get as little amount of air drying as possible. What happens when our hands become dry and dehydrated is sometimes they can start cracking, and that is really bad because it can be extremely painful. And when you have open wounds, of course, you're more susceptible to getting bacteria and other icks inside your skin, which is not good. We don't want any kind of infections. That's terrible. Especially right now, none of us want to be in the hospitals right now. So now that we know a little bit more about how our skin on our hands function, let's talk about what we're going to be finding in these products so you know what you're even looking at as we go through these products. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about what you look for in a hand cream. What is most important to you? Do you want to improve your overall hydration? Do you want to heal your skin? Is your skin already cracked and needing of healing? Do you need skin soothing ingredients, something that isn't going to burn or sting, maybe even something to reduce redness on your hands? And another big choice I want you to think about right now that it's going to be really important in a minute is what is more important to you? Is it more important for you to have a comfortable hand cream that doesn't have kind of a greasy feeling? Or is it more important to you to seal in and lock in the moisture of your hands? Because that is going to make a big difference in which hand cream is right for you. One thing I found very interesting after researching 15 of the most popular hand creams is that they all have a very similar base. They all have water, and they pretty much all have glycerin. So what is glycerin? Glycerin is a humectant. Its job is to pull moisture into the top layers of your skin, which of course is great for dehydrated skin. Another thing we're gonna be looking for that's very important to pair with a humectant is something called an occlusive. It is something like a silicone or an oil or a butter, and its job is to seal in the moisture into your skin, because what happens with a humectant, which is not good, is if it doesn't have an occlusive paired with it, what it'll do is it'll start pulling moisture from the lower layers of your skin, which is not a good thing. So really important to find that occlusive in the formula. But I'm going to tell you which things are occlusives and which things are humectants as we go. So don't worry about it. You don't have to memorize anything. But speaking of the water and the glycerin being in all of these formulas, no matter the price point, I was like, why? Why do every single one of these hand creams have that in the base for the most part? And it's because number one, it's cheap. And number two, it's effective. It works really well. But keep in mind, we talked about a little while ago about that water replacement is not the same thing as oil replacement. So if you have a problem with oil replacement, you're gonna be looking for very specific products, but we're gonna get into that. The last thing I wanted to mention about ingredients before we get going is about fragrance oils. Some people are very anti-fragrance in all of their skincare, but Fragrance is in a lot of hand creams, but you have to decide whether fragrance is right for you or not, and we're going to talk about it when we get to each one. The other thing is that sometimes fragrance, when your hands are already cracked, it can irritate your skin and sting your skin. So if you're that kind of person, you definitely want to stay away from the fragrance if possible. Alrighty, you ready to get into these hand creams? I know I am. I am so excited because the very first one is the most popular one, the most one that you find all over the internet. There are a million reviews on it. So many people on Twitter were telling me they love this one. This is the Kiehls Working Hands. It is $5.99 for a 2.7 ounce jar of it, which breaks down to about $2.23 per ounce, which is on the less expensive end. They claim that it is a concentrated hand cream that heals, relieves, repairs extremely dry, cracked hands. When used daily, it's clinically proven to instantly boost moisture levels, create a protective layer on the skin surface, and help prevent further moisture loss. So let's look at the ingredients. A lot of these hand creams have the same ingredients over and over and over and over again, so I'm just gonna focus on the ones that make this hand cream unique from the others. So what makes this one particularly unique is its amount of occlusives. So we have both dimethicone and paraffin. So that's going to make it seal all of the moisture into your skin with the humectants and everything that are in there, but it's also going to feel a bit heavy, a bit thick, a bit greasy on your hands. So if you don't like that, you may not like this, but it is probably a very, very effective product for rehydrating your skin. Not so much for oil loss, but definitely for water loss. There's also no fragrance in this product, which is going to be a big plus for some people. Eucerein was also very highly requested, so I actually did 2 Eucerein products. The first one we're going to talk about is the Eczema Relief Cream. It's 8 ounces and it's $9.49, which is $1.19 per ounce, which is very inexpensive. It claims to be clinically proven to relieve minor irritation and dryness due to eczema. They said 4 out of 5 children remained flare-free for 6 months when they were using it, and it says it's enriched with colloidal oatmeal and ceramide and licorice root extract. It seems like the major ingredients that are going to be giving you the most benefit in this are castor seed oil and mineral oil. So not super fancy, but it's not a very expensive product either. Castor seed oil is an emollient, it's water binding, it helps ingredients absorb into the skin. Mineral oil is an occlusive, so that's gonna seal in the hydration into your skin. And then other than that, in the first 10 ingredients, it's all like texture kinds of things, skin smoothing emollients, things like that. We don't get to the licorice root extract until ingredient number 11 and ceramide in ingredient number 12. We don't get to the colloidal oatmeal until way, way later. I don't know how much of these ingredients you need in a product in order to be effective, but I was kind of hoping to see them just a little higher up to maybe increase the effectiveness of it, but really there's no way to know how much of these superstar ingredients there are in this product. This is also a fragrance-free product, which of course is a plus for a lot of people. That it's got the humectants in there, it's got the emollients in there, it's got the occlusives in there, it's got all of these things to help your skin to get hydrated, stay hydrated, seal it all in, and help your skin to heal. The other Eucerin product that I want to talk about is the Advanced Repair Hair Cream. Really? The other Eucerin product I want to talk about is the Advanced Repair Hand Cream, $4.69 for 2.7 ounces, so $1.74 per ounce. Claims are that it's specifically made for hands, helps repair dry skin and provide the moisture that your skin craves. Love that marketing. They say noticeably smoother, softer hands after just one use. It's supposed to be lightweight, fragrance-free, dye-free, safe for sensitive skin. Now this one has an ingredient that is one of my favorite ingredients for dry skin, and it's something called urea. And its job is not only to be a humectant to hold water in your skin, but it also increases your skin's capacity for holding water so that your skin can hold more water and stay hydrated longer, which is amazing. And it is the third ingredient in this product. So if I had to choose between the two and my hands were really dry, I would honestly probably choose this one. Along with that, we also have 2 different forms of silicone to hold the moisture in. So again, this is going to rehydrate your skin, not going to give you, I just said pull the moisture in. I meant pull the water in. So I'm trying to distinguish between the two. There isn't really anything to lubricate with oils, but it should pull water into your skin and pull it in very, very well. Actually, one more thing I wanted to say about that one is that there aren't a lot of heavy occlusives in here, so this one's probably going to seep into the skin better than other hand creams. So if you don't like your hands to be oily or greasy, this may be a great option. All right, moving on to my arch nemesis, L'Occitane. Some of you may have even found me through my L'Occitane video, and you may have noticed at the very end I was very adamant about how much I really loved their hand cream. So we got to talk about it. We just got to talk about it. This is their shea butter hand cream, $29, 5.2 ounces, which is $5.58 an ounce. So the claims are that it's enriched with 20% organic shea butter, super creamy balm, penetrates quickly to protect, nourish, and moisturize hands, has honey, almond extract, coconut oil blended with shea butter, extremely effective formula. Okay, so first ingredient is water, second is the shea butter. So you're really going to get a lot of moisturizing properties in this, bringing those oils into your skin. Along with that, you have the glycerin, which is the humectant that's gonna pull water into your skin. That's why this hand cream is so effective, because it not only replenishes your water content, it also replenishes your oil content. Shea butter is also an anti-inflammatory, which is gonna help if your skin is already mad. We have dimethicone as the occlusive to hold all of the hydration in. And then ingredients 7, 8, 9, and 10 are flaxseed extract, honey extract, sweet almond extract, and marshmallow root extract. So those are mostly skin soothing, skin replenishing ingredients. Honey extract is an antioxidant and wound healing. So again, really good for already damaged skin. Big negative of this, which is very typical for more expensive products, is the ridiculous amount of fragrance. We have linalool, I'm just gonna list them. They're all right here. I don't even know how to say half of them. They're all right there. That's all the fragrances. So without the fragrance, if we take the fragrance out, then this is a fantastic hand cream, absolutely fantastic. It has great skin healing, skin protecting ingredients, amazing, but it is very expensive. And this is the thing, even though the combination of ingredients is amazing, there isn't anything in there that makes it seem like, oh my gosh, this should be very expensive. Like nothing. But after researching all of the hand creams, this is probably one of the best formulated hand creams that I have on the list. So if you're looking for a really good hand cream and you don't mind splurging for a little bit extra, this is a really good hand cream. I have to say it. No matter how my personal feelings towards L'Occitane, I have to tell you, it's a good hand cream. And I am saying L'Occitane correctly. I don't know how many times even now I have to correct people in the comments. People tell me I'm saying L'Occitane wrong. I'll put a link to the L'Occitane pronunciation so you can hear the owner saying it, just so you know I'm saying it correctly.
Welcome to L'Occitane. Welcome to L'Occitane.
L'Occitane.
This was highly requested on Twitter, the Soap and Glory hand food. It's $6.99, 4.2 ounces, which is $1.66 an ounce, very inexpensive. I see this brand at Ulta all the time. I'm pretty sure they sell it at Target as well. Claims are that it's an award-winning formula. It softens, smooths, and soothes dry hands. Shea butter, macadamia oil, and marshmallow leaves skin blissfully smooth and silky soft, scented with their original pink fragrance, which I think is very cute that they have a fragrance called Original Pink, because that would totally give away what it smells like, right? So what makes this stand out is that it's formulated with grapeseed oil, which is an antioxidant. It's also high in vitamin E. It may help reduce inflammation, and it also might help improve the skin's barrier, which is fantastic. There's also quite a bit of shea butter in here, and we just talked about that with the L'Occitane product, how great that is for re-moisturizing your skin. Dimethicone is the occlusive to hold the humectant properties in, and then there's sweet almond oil and the macadamia seed oil before the preservative. So if you're used to using the L'Occitane, this may be a good alternative to try. It is different, but some things are similar, and you may enjoy this one. Along with the L'Occitane having a lot of fragrance, this one has a lot of fragrance as well. I will list them here for you in case you care. But yeah, I mean, it really drives me nuts that the best formulas have so much fragrance, and that is such a no for so many people. But if your hands are already cracked, already damaged, and you don't want to pay the price for the L'Occitane one, this is a great alternative. Another very highly requested one, this is the Neutrogena Norwegian Formula Hand Cream, $3.99, 2 ounces, which is $2 per ounce. It claims to relieve dry skin effectively, and it features highly concentrated Norwegian formula, because I guess they do things better in Norway, I don't know. Moisturizing hand lotion has been clinically proven to provide immediate and lasting relief for dry, rough hands. So let's see, anything making this stand out? No. Nothing makes this stand out as being extra amazing. Nothing. I hate to say it. It does have a similar base to the working hands, but without as much occlusive. So if the working hands is too greasy for you, this might be a good alternative. There's not a lot of sealing in ingredients in this to help hold that water in your hands. So if you are finding that your hands are not healing in the long run, maybe they feel good temporarily, but they don't heal in the long run, maybe you might want to switch up your hand lotion if you've been using this. I do want to mention, if you are anti-paraben, there are parabens in this. I am not anti-paraben. A lot of the scare for parabens that was a while back have been debunked. So if you are not specifically allergic to parabens, then definitely look into seeing why you are anti-parabens and make sure that it's for a legit reason. If you have a legit reason and don't want parabens, that's why I'm mentioning it. So yeah, there's parabens in here. And then also there's no fragrance in here, which is a huge plus. But yeah, I mean, there really isn't anything that makes this be awesome. I mean, it's not very expensive, but what concerns me is the lack of occlusives in here. Yes, it'll probably seep really nicely into your skin or evaporate away from your skin, one or the other or both, but there isn't really anything to hold that moisture into your hands. So I'm a little bit on this one, not really sure. Another more expensive one, we have the Kiehls Ultimate Strength Hand Salve. It is $16 for 2.5 ounces, which is $6.40 per ounce. Again, pretty expensive, not cheap. Claims are that it's care for dry hands, heavy-duty moisturizing hand salve. It's a thick, rich formula, and it includes avocado oil, eucalyptus oil, and sesame seed oil. But the problem is, once again, these advertised ingredients that are supposed to be their powerhouse ingredients are way, way far down on the ingredient list. I don't get it. It looks like where you're gonna get the most benefit out of this product is the hydrogenated olive oil sterile esters. It's antioxidants. Straight olive oil was found to damage the skin's barrier, but because this is mixed with a lot of other things, you probably won't have the same effects as they had in that study where it was just 100% pure olive oil. But I personally don't like to use a high concentration of olive oil in any of my products on my skin just because I'm paranoid. But I honestly don't think, based on where it is in the ingredient list, that it would be the same as what they had in that study. I mean, the only other thing is it's got shea butter at number 6, which of course is skin softening, anti-inflammatory, moisturizing. But the avocado oil and the eucalyptus oil and the sesame seed oil are way down on the list. Like, why? Why? I don't know. Most of your skin protecting is going to come from that olive oil and the shea butter. So it looks like it's going to be hydrating, protecting, but honestly, for the price, nothing really makes it stand out as being amazing. I think you can do better with something at a lower price point. Aveno Skin Relief Intense Moisture Hand Cream, $7.29 for 3.5 ounces, $2.08 per ounce. They say that it's intensely hydrating hand cream. Don't these all kind of sound the same? Lasts through hand washing while leaving your hands feeling smooth and soft. Formulated with active, natural, soothing oatmeal. Ooh. Helps heal dry skin and forms a protective barrier against the elements. They also say that it's not greasy. So let's see what's actually in here. I found why it lasts through hand washing. The 4th ingredient is petrolatum, which is an excellent occlusive. It's a fantastic ingredient to hold moisture into your skin, but it will leave your hands feeling a bit greasy and slimy. So if you don't like that, this may not be the product for you. There's also dimethicone in here that might have a similar function there. It's mostly the glycerin, which is the humectant. There's also some cetyl alcohol in here, which might smooth dry patches. There is some oat kernel flour all the way down at ingredient number 9, which is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-itch, but it's so far down, I don't know how effective that's going to be in this product. So you are going to have that water replacement in your skin from the glycerin and water combo. You're also going to have it very, very well protective with some very intense occlusives in there. It's probably going to be a very heavy formula, and nothing really to replace the moisture from in your skin. You'll have something to rehydrate it, but not to pull the oil back into your skin. I was a little sad that there wasn't more bang for your buck on this one, even though it's not very expensive, but I feel like we can do better. Okay, this is a fun one. Nobody requested this one, not one person. Actually, maybe one person, but Chanel La Creme Main, $50, 1.7 ounces. That's $29.41 per ounce. I need something to feel a little more bougie. I don't know, like I need a crown or something. Okay, now we're ready for Chanel. This is the most uncomfortable thing ever, and that's very fitting. Okay, claims it's a moisturizing, brightening, and protective hand cream with an innovative design formulated to absorb quickly into the skin without leaving a sticky residue. The cream leaves skin 40% more protected and 45% more hydrated. Nail strength is significantly improved by 70%. So they tout this Iris Paletta ingredient in here. They say that it'll protect the skin's barrier, helps diminish the appearance of dark spots, hydrating and softening rose wax. Okay, so let's talk about what's actually in here. It's paraffin wax. It's the third ingredient. So we have water, glycerin, paraffin, dimethicone, acetyl alcohol, which is gonna smooth the dry patches on the top of your skin, but not really do anything beyond that. It's just kind of smoothing it topically. Benzylene glycol, which is a humectant, antimicrobial. Then they have jojoba esters. A lot of times they'll use jojoba esters in gentle physical exfoliation. They'll be in a bead form. You know, it's basically just jojoba, but in like a more of a cream form rather than an oil like a jojoba oil would be. And then they've got the rose flower wax at number 9, and then the iris pellita root extract. My crown just got crooked. It belongs crooked. Okay, the rose flower wax, I tried to find it for sale. I found it on Amazon. You can get a 1 ounce tub for $17. I would imagine this is very expensive to produce. And then the iris root extract, flower extracts can be extremely expensive. I don't know much about this particular form of iris, but I can see why an extract of a flower like this would be very, very expensive, especially if it's high quality. So I can see the price point, but this is the thing, is that there's no research that either of these things will actually help your hands in any way. So what you're really dealing with is water, glycerin, and paraffin for $30 an ounce. So that's gonna be a no from me. Also, there's quite a bit of fragrance, and the reviews on this, a lot of people were talking about how insanely fragrant this was. They're touting these ingredients that really don't have a lot of research behind them. Maybe they do the things they say they're gonna do, but I couldn't find on any of the websites that I use, on Google Scholar, I couldn't find anything on either one of them saying that they had any benefit to the skin. So this is a huge no for me. I know a lot of people love Cerave, so I picked a Cerave one, the therapeutic hand cream, $12.99 for 3 ounces, so $4.33 per ounce. So we're inching up toward a little more expensive. Supposedly it's been developed with dermatologists, and that it protects your skin's barrier, has ceramides, stuff like that. One thing I thought was interesting is they said dimethicone was an active ingredient. I've seen that before, but I always think it's weird to see dimethicone as an active ingredient. It's gonna seal the moisture in. And this is the only hand cream that we're gonna be talking about today that doesn't have glycerin in it. It's water and then silicone. So the water is gonna be on top, and then they're just gonna like hope that it goes down into your skin, I guess. I don't know, because all it is a bunch of silicones in there until we get to the 5th ingredient, which is niacinamide. Niacinamide is a fantastic anti-aging, helps to even out skin discoloration, great ingredient. I know some people are sensitive to it, so if you're sensitive to it, of course, this is gonna be a no for you, but it might help strengthen your skin surface and help you to fight off dryness in the future. We don't get down to the ceramides until after the preservative. So I don't know how much ceramide needs to be in this in order to do anything. Ceramides are fantastic to see. I just wish that there was a little bit more of it in there. Maybe it's because the price point isn't high enough for it to be in a higher concentration. I just don't know. Oh, you know what? I just saw one because they have the ingredient list super weird. There is an interesting ingredient in here. It's called aluminum magnesium hydroxide stearate, and it's actually used as an eczema treatment, specifically tested as a treatment for dry skin due to frequent hand washing. So that's really cool. I had that over on the side because the ingredients were listed super weird on the website, but that actually looked really good. So this may work as far as treating dry hands. It's got some really good occlusives to seal the water in. Niacinamide, of course, if you can't use niacinamide, avoid, but if you're looking for anti-aging of your hands, that may be a great ingredient to have in here. I wouldn't count on the ceramides to be doing a whole lot, but they might be doing something. So it looks pretty good, and I think that for the right person, this is gonna be a great product. Got a lot of requests for Ahava. So the Ahava Dead Sea Minerals Hand Cream, $24 for 3.4 ounces, $7.06 per ounce, which is again, pretty expensive. They claim that it's an absorbent cream that quickly nourishes dry skin, and it's made with nutrient-rich Dead Sea water and helps maintain healthy, hydrated hands. So number 1 is mineral spring water. So I don't know if that's Dead Sea water. It just says mineral spring water. So I would imagine that's not Dead Sea water. They do have some Dead Sea stuff way later, but it's after the preservative. So I'm not really sure about that. Really, there's nothing magical in here. I mean, you've got the glycerin, the cetyl alcohol we talked about a little earlier. There is witch hazel water in here. Now, witch hazel is usually used in toners, so that was kind of weird to see it in a hand cream. But then when I read a little bit more about it, I was like, oh, well, maybe it can help with dry, flaky skin. That could be a good thing. But again, like the niacinamide, some people are sensitive to witch hazel. Now, witch hazel water isn't going to be as potent as witch hazel extract because of the tannins that are in the extract are not usually present in the water. So if you're sensitive to it, you may not be as sensitive to the water version versus the extract version. And it may be good for dry skin. I don't know. You'll have to tell me if you've used this, whether it works well for you. I'm a little on the fence about it. There is, again, the Dead Sea water, but it's way down in ingredient number 10, and the occlusive dimethicone is number 11 right after that. And then after that, we have lots and lots of fragrance. So the big marketing is the Dead Sea water. I wish there was more of it in there. I mean, I'm assuming the Dead Sea's got lots of water. I don't understand why they couldn't put more in there. So, I mean, it looks like a good basic kind of hand moisturizer. It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. Just be careful if you don't use witch hazel. Just be careful with that. I mean, but I feel like it's probably a little bit overpriced, especially since they're touting this Dead Sea water and it's barely even in there. I keep saying this over and over again, but it's true. This is one that was requested very highly to be in here. The Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Hand Cream, $3.89 for 3 ounces, $1.30 per ounce. It claims to nourish and repair dry problem hands by adding a protective layer of moisture to restore smooth, healthy looking skin. And this has hydroxyethyl urea in it, which makes me so happy to see. This is a little bit different than the urea we talked about earlier. So let's talk about what this one is. So it's a humectant mostly for the upper layers of the skin. It's actually more similar to glycerin. Scientists say that it has a better texture than glycerin, so that's why people use it instead of glycerin. There is glycerin next as a humectant, so you've got kind of got that powerhouse of 2 different humectants pulling moisture into your skin. Then we have dimethicone and petrolatum as the occlusive, so keep in mind that this is something you're probably still going to feel on your skin after you've used it. It's probably not going to feel like it's completely seeped into your skin or evaporated or whatever. You're still going to be able to feel it. But I love that there's also aloe leaf juice in here, which is skin soothing. Other ingredients of note, there's some vitamin E in here, niacinamide, and also parabens and fragrance. So it looks like it's gonna be a great humectant, lots of nice occlusives in there, skin soothing aloe in there. Of course, don't use it if you're sensitive to niacinamide or parabens. Fragrance is also a negative to it, but otherwise it looks like a very effective product. It looks very nice. All right, I believe we've got 3 more. 3 more. So we've got the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, $34 for 6 ounces, which is $5.67 per ounce. Claims there that it's fast absorbing, a rich moisturizer that provides instant long-term hydration for dry, distressed skin and eczema. So what's giving you the bang for your buck here? Not a lot, which made me really sad to see. I was like, First Aid Beauty, it's supposed to be amazing. Like, I heard so many good things about First Aid Beauty, but I wasn't super impressed. It's a very basic formula. Effective, but basic. So, I mean, we've got emollients, humectants, texture ingredients, more emollients, stabilizing, something to help the ingredients mix. Dimethicone is ingredient number 10, which is the occlusive. And then that was number 9. Number 10 is shea butter. So definitely effective as a humectant, but not a whole lot of fancy schmancy pants in this one. Was a little disappointed, but I mean, it should be effective in pulling water into your hands. But it's pricey, so I don't know. I just... But just because it's not a fancy pants product doesn't mean that it's not gonna do anything good. It should pull moisture into your skin, absolutely, and it should seal it in, and a little bit of replenishing the oils in your skin. So pretty good. But I wish it wasn't so expensive. But speaking of expensive, this one's just a little more expensive. This is the Caudalie Hand and Nail Cream, $15 for 2.5 ounces, so that's $6 per ounce. And whenever I think of Caudalie, I always think the elixir spray or whatever, that spray stuff everybody was all about in like 2014. I never saw the hype over that. I don't know. Did you ever try that? The little spray stuff? The Caudalie stuff used to be real popular. Anyway. So the claims are that it's an antioxidant-rich moisturizing cream for the hands and nails that provide a silky finish and lasting comfort. What makes this product stand out is the grapeseed oil, which is a great antioxidant for the skin. It also might help with redness, and it's not a very greasy oil, so that's a good thing. There's shea butter at number 6. Number 7 is vitamin E, and there is avocado oil in here. So if you were allergic to avocado oil, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use this, but if you are not, it's a great antioxidant. And then number 9 is dimethicone to seal all all of that in. There is some fragrance in here though, which is a huge bummer because other than that, it seems like a really nice product, especially with the antioxidant properties in there. And honestly, if I were looking for a really good or trying to recommend a really good anti-aging hand cream, this would probably be it out of everything that we talked about today. Lots of really good antioxidants in here, which is great for aging skin. There's also good hydrating and moisturizing effects in here and the occlusives to seal it all in. And the last thing I wanted to do for you today was to talk about the Body Shop a bit. They're $6 for 1 ounce, so they're actually the same price as the Caudalie because you get so little in the tube. So it's actually, even though you're only spending $6 on it, you're actually spending a lot because you don't get a lot of product. So what I want to do is, because there's so many Body Shop hand creams, I want to kind of tell you how to pick one and kind of recommend some of the hand creams versus other ones. So like a lot of the hand creams we talked about today, water and glycerin are at the top of most of the hand cream ingredient list. A lot of them also contain prunus amygdalas. Oh no, it's sweet almond oil. I'm in amygdala, part of your brain. Sweet almond oil is fantastic. It's an excellent skin replenishing ingredient for the moisture loss in your skin. But of course, we're talking about the Body Shop, so we're talking about a lot of fragrance. So if you're anti-fragrance, you're not gonna want any of this stuff. Like, just throw them all out. It's not gonna work. Sometimes fragrance is shown before the preservative and sometimes after. So the ones that I would recommend that have the fragrance and also have that solid base are the Satsuma Pink Grapefruit and the Fuji Green Tea. Another one that I recommend that's a little bit different is the Almond Milk and Honey. They replace the sweet almond oil with sesame seed oil, which is another very good ingredient, and also honey. Honey is wonderful for the skin. They do have sweet almond oil, but it's later on in the list, and the fragrance is also after the preservative, so that's a good one. I also want to mention the Hemp Hand Protector. They replace the sweet almond oil with cannabis sativa seed oil and castor seed oil. Castor seed oil is an emollient and it helps other ingredients to absorb. Now with the cannabis sativa seed oil, I have an entire video, I will link it down below, on cannabis sativa seed oil and hemp seed oils in skincare, so you can get more of a detail on that. Basically, the short of it is there isn't a lot of research on it, but some people swear by it being amazing. So you're kind of taking a gamble of whether it's going to be doing anything. We just don't know scientifically yet how effective this is in skincare, but that's a thing. And also the fragrances after preservatives, so that's good. But my absolute favorite one is the Almond Hand and Nail Manicure Cream because it adds shea butter, soy oil, and squalane. Those are all wonderful ingredients to help bring that moisture back into your skin. And now I tried to do this with Bath & Body Works, but they don't have their ingredients listed on their website, so I couldn't do anything about that, unfortunately, but I tried.
Hello, Editing Jen here. I realized as I was editing that this is a lot of information, and I thought it might be helpful to give you a few of my little charts that I like to do to kind of break things down and make it a little more digestible. The first chart I made was a price per ounce low to high chart, so you can see kind of the value of each hand cream. So you can see the Eucerein and the Gold Bond as the best value, and then of course the Chanel is the worst value, the Ahava following way behind that. But I thought it was really interesting, the gradual climb in the price per ounce. Definitely the Soap and Glory had the most bang for your buck. So speaking of that, let's go over to the second chart, which is a breakdown of the different types of ingredients in each product. So you can find the one that you were most interested in and see whether it includes protecting ingredients, the hydrating ingredients, the moisturizing ingredients, etc., and whether it has fragrance. You can just kind of go across and see what's in each one. And I thought that that might be helpful. Now, you'll notice that the ones that have like the occlusives and the humectants and the moisturizing and the antioxidants and all of that, all of them have fragrance in them, which is absolutely insane and very disappointing, actually, in my opinion. And that brings us to the last one, which is kind of my recommendations. And this is based on my personal preferences and what I like to see. So what you need and what you want for your hands may be different than me. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that none of these were bad. None of them did nothing. They all had benefits. So if you love the Neutrogena Norwegian, which I've ranked last, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. It's going to protect your hands from water loss, and it's also going to pull water into the skin, which is a good thing. It just doesn't help you with moisture loss, and it doesn't have any other benefits. But it is fragrance free. So in your opinion, that may be much higher than I've ranked it. But for me personally and my preferences, I want to see all of the things and I don't mind fragrance. So that's kind of how I've gotten my list there. I hope that you found those charts helpful, and now I just want to do one more thing in giving you some extra tips along with hand cream that you can do to improve your hand skin health.
Before we go, just a few quick tips on things you can do besides or along with your hand cream. One thing is that you can wear gloves with your hand cream to help hold in and lock in the moisture into your hands. I know there's no way that I could sleep with gloves and moisturizer on my hand, but I know some people can do it. If that's you, that's something that you can do. That is not happening for me, I will tell you that. One thing I might start doing though, especially if you're worried about the aging of your hands, skin cancer on your hands, is making sure that you are applying sunscreen, especially if you're driving and you're exposing your hands to sunlight through driving a lot if you have a long commute. They also sell sun protection gloves, driving gloves that you can wear if you know that you're not going to reapply sunscreen onto your hands, or if you just don't want to deal with it, you can just throw your gloves on. I'll put an Amazon link down below to some gloves I found that look really neat. I don't own them, but it's just an example of some driving gloves. If you live in a dry environment and you have dry skin, not just on your hands, but other places, maybe consider investing in a humidifier, especially in your room where you're sleeping. That could definitely help bring water into your skin. And remember, you can kind of multitask with your moisturizers. One thing that I like to do is when I have my face moisturizer, if I have a little extra on my hands, I just kind of go like this and rub it on my hands as well. You can also use your hand cream on your elbows and your knees and your feet if you like. I know some people don't like to do that because they like to have different purposes for different creams in their lives because they like different textures, but to each his, her, or their own. But I wouldn't recommend necessarily using a hand cream on your face. I know the ones we talked about today, not a lot of them had like highly comedogenic ingredients, but like petrolatum all over the face for me feels terrible. Like I would never want to put a very heavy hand cream on my face. I prefer a facial moisturizer that's a little bit more light, but no one says you can't do it. Like just be careful with putting things around your eyes because things that are not specifically eye safe may sting your eyes, hurt your eyes. So don't do that. But you can multitask a bit and use your hand cream other places, your lotion other places, your face moisturizer other places if you want to. Don't feel like you're just locked in to having to have a hand cream. I know this was a long video. Thank you so much for being here and for making it this far. And if you made it this far, I would love to know that you are the one who made it. Leave me a smiley face down in the comments down below. Let me know that you are still here. I appreciate you so very much. And if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed this video, please put a thumbs up so that YouTube knows that it's a good video and that it should be shared with other people. And thank you so much for being here. It is your turn to participate in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness where we help each other to not buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. Please leave your thoughts about any of the products I talked about, any products I missed. Did I miss anything? Is there anything I forgot? Because it's our turn to learn from you. You have so much to share and so many good ideas. Please leave those down in the comments so we can learn from you. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a video for you to watch right down there. But if you need to go, it's no problem. I understand. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.